All right, what's up guys? This is the briefing for the floater for the Combine Floater event. How it's going to go is we have our strength test, we'll have a rest transition, and then we'll have our explosiveness test. For the strength test, what's going to be taking place is one athlete is going to choose to do the barbell, which would be a hang snatch for any of the RX athletes for those hybrid divisions. Or if it's a scaled athlete or scaled division, master division, they'll do a hang to overhead. The other athlete, if they choose to do this side, will do a trap bar deadlift. So what that would look like, if I'm with a partner, me and my partner will discuss who's going to do which portion. If me, the RX athlete, wants to do this, it'd be a hang snatch. If I want to do this, then I'll do the trap bar deadlift, and my partner, the scaled athlete, would do the hang to overhead, getting that bar from some hang to any kind of overhead movement. We'll talk more on that later. Then we'll go into, after our 8 minutes, we're going to have a 1 minute rest transition, and then we'll have a burpee over this obstacle. So let's look into how this will flow. It's going to be 8 minutes here, then you'll have 1 minute rest, and then you'll each have 30 seconds on this burpee over obstacle. While we're in this 8 minutes, the hang snatch movement, what we want to see is that full all the way up, fully locked or fully extended. Then you can choose to go anywhere from above the knee in the hips for that hang. So above the knee is great, middle of the thigh, full at the hip, totally fine. But if we get to below the knee, or like where we're sitting on the ground, it's not a hang snatch or hang to overhead. So for the hang snatch, anything above that hang, above the knee, then we can catch in a squat, or we can catch in a power. We're above 90 degrees, either one. What we're looking for is a finish with control overhead. No bending of the arms to finish or bending of the legs to finish. We want to make sure that we're fully locked out, controlled, and fully extended from the wrist all the way down to my ankles. The hang to overhead, that can go anywhere from a clean squat or power to some kind of overhead into that full control, locked out, extended position. Looking at the trap bar, what we're looking for is that ability to pull that bar all the way up and then get our hips fully extended and have this control. We're kind of like back and forth with our hold, that's not in control. Or make sure to be able to stand it up and hold that before setting it down. If we get all the way up and our knees are bent, not fully locked out, we'll make sure you're extending those knees. Or if you pulled it and your hips aren't quite there, you have your legs extended but your shoulders a little bit forward, you want to see a full line from the shoulder all the way down to your ankles with that control. So how that will go is 8 minutes. We're both lifting inside that 8 minutes, but only one person at a time. So me and my partner, I would try my hang snatch. Once I got one, then my partner can do an attempt on their trap bar, and we would go through that the entire 8 minutes to get those attempts in to find that single rep max. Moving on to this next portion, we have 1 minute rest for both partners. Then as soon as that 1 minute rest hits, we're gonna do a max 30 seconds for each partner over the obstacle. RX athletes, for that hybrid division, will do 48 inches. We will have a second obstacle set up for the scaled and other divisions where it will be 30 inches. For this movement, we're going to have 30 seconds per person. So how that burpee over obstacle should look is you're facing the box every single time you do your burpee. That burpee will get all the way to the ground, chest, hips, all the way down. Then as you come up, we want to make sure that your hands and feet touch the top of this box. We want to be able to get all the way up. You can crawl up if you want, or you can add that jump using your hands, get up and over that obstacle, and the rep will not count until the feet hit the ground on the other side, or the mat on the other side. We will have mats on both sides. That way you can come off that obstacle and not have to worry about any kind of safety from that jump down. But before you go back over, just always want to make sure you're facing the box. If you're parallel to the box, try and get that little bit faster. We want to make sure that that judge will tell you to face the box before you can complete that rep. So you have to be facing on the ground for it. It's going to be burpee facing that obstacle every single time, but you can get up and over however you want. Your hands and feet have to touch this obstacle as you get over.